Friends, the National Education Policy NEP 2020 seeks multidisciplinary and intra-departmental research in a bid to promote the research culture that boosts productization. This is as it should be. As per the UNESCO Institute of Statistics data, there are only 156 researchers per million inhabitants in India, and currently we spend about 0.8% of our GDP in research and development. Compare this against a few countries high on R&D index and so on. Israel spends 4.95% of its GDP, South Korea 4.81%, Japan 3.59%, Germany 3.81%, US 2.83%, France 2.2%, China at 2.14%, UK at 1.74%, and Canada spends 1.54% of their GDP. So friends, research funding is the topic for this Saturday. I hope all educationists and education administrators out there will find it interesting. Science must be nurtured through research and new postulations. In turn, research drives innovation. Innovation spins incubators and startups. The entire supply chain of research to products drives the economy and helps raise the GDP. It is necessary to promote an incubator culture in our universities that focus on early stage startups. They may not have a business model in place, but they help nurture a startup by developing a strong idea that can be translated into a viable product. Needless to say, the process needs funds. Only then our Make in India paradigm would exceed the expectations of a nation on that move. Many of our professional colleges, unfortunately, don't have the environment that motivates the faculty to do research. Unless the quality of research and knowledge created is of a very high order, a paper cannot be published in a top-ranking journal and also be cited upon by others. To write such a paper, faculty members constantly have to update themselves by reading, experiencing, and experimenting with innovations, linking with others' work, with multidisciplinary areas, and create consultancy linkages with the industry. This ensures they don't teach, outdated stuff. Research is a philosophy and must be practiced as a religion. It possibly cannot be thrust on an institution or a faculty. Enormous funding is required, facilities created, and the research ambience provided so that the teachers are motivated enough to spend time in the laboratories and do some useful work to produce new knowledge. Regulatory overbearing will produce trash in journals, which are also trash. Do we have sufficient number of researchers in every field? Do they have adequate facilities to do research, both fundamental and applied? What level of multidisciplinary research exists in the country? Are they provided sufficient funding, compared with the best in the world? Are they sufficiently compensated so that they remain within the system and not fly away seeking greener pastures? The limited point being that we need to create intellectual property, build products, create entrepreneurs, and your heroes, of whom India, has seen none or a handful in the last decade. We have certainly seen a rise in unicorns in the country. But then, we all know unicorns is a different ballgame. A lot of current global research focuses on computer systems, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and medical research. Can we let the technology bypass us, or can we afford bypassing it? These are the drivers of future job markets. They also, inculcate a spirit of curiosity among the students. That spirit must be nurtured by our universities. However, not many of our higher educational institutions rank very high in the World Research Index. Only 26 Indian companies as compared to 300 odd of China are amongst the top 2,500 R&D companies of the world. According to Nature Index, Rising Stars 51 of the total 100 universities with improved research are from China. None are there from India. Almost all of our R&D spend is by the government of India. None is from the states. Barring a few in the private sector, rest is negligible. It is our cyber coolies that continue to create world-class products for US and other countries. Cannot our public sector Navaratnas like ONGC invest in research in universities? On research impact H index, India scores 12.6 against China's 39.2. We publish less and impact even less so. There are opportunities galore by setting up institutions on Max Planck model for promoting basic research. Research must connect to productization. Setting up institutions and societies on the Fraunhofer model for applied research, which earns about 70% of its income through contracts with industry or specific government projects, and the other 30% on the budget sourced in the proportion 9:1 from state land government grants, should be a great idea. We need our applied research to be encouraging flexible, autonomous, and entrepreneurial approach in our universities. Basic and applied research are needed to promote Make in India, Startup India initiatives as success. The Make in India hub for productization could promote massively new products in various sectors like the defense, railways, agriculture, and infrastructure. Setting up a national research fund, NRF, of Rs 50,000 crores over 5 years that will amalgamate all research grants currently given by various ministries, independent of each other, may be a good idea. However, how the Rs 10,000 crores available per annum is distributed amongst a host of institutions, or how thin it will spread, are matters of detail. Collaborations and partnerships too must happen with the best institutions of the world, like the New York Academy of Sciences or the National Academy of Sciences, and so on. Students even within the schools must be encouraged to use their STEM skills to present solutions to community problems. Our universities must bring together the fields of engineering and computer sciences, humanities, life sciences, mathematical sciences, physical sciences, social sciences for social and successful entrepreneurship. Though a skeletal audit, compliance audit, and performance audit on research outcomes in various scientific departments and research organizations is being carried out annually, research conducted and its utility to the community must also be assessed. Much of the research that we do doesn't connect the community at all. We need to develop a Swavalamban model that uses Indian tenets in its R&D. It will need support of the citizens, self-reliance, self-responsibility, self-accountability. These are all the pillars on which our research must stand. Our faculty and students need to change their outlook to life and follow the R&D Dharma. Since this new pathway of development goes beyond reforms, it's a way of life, and we must adopt that way of life. It redefines both the economic model and the research model. Albert St. Georgi, a Hungarian pharmacologist known for his work on vitamins and oxidation and awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1937, once said, "Research is seeing what everybody else has seen and thinking what nobody else ever thought." That must be our R&D Dharma. Atmanirbharta may lay great stress on R&D. We must make it real. These ideas all need research lab support. Best of research equipment must be made available. We need to deliver or diversify the supply chains of self-sufficiency. That said, it needs at least 3 times the research spent on the current figures. With that, friends, let me end this Saturday's episode here, and with a promise to be back the next Saturday at 1 p.m. Until then, thank you, Dhanyavad and Namaskar.